Hi everyone, my name is Alli and welcome to my channel. I get a lot of questions from people asking for small business advice, so I thought I would talk about it today. And thank you so much to Wix for sponsoring today's video. If you watched my last video, I did a 1-hour challenge. I'm just gonna continue crocheting that today. It's the summer top. If you're starting an online business, my first tip would be make your own website. I use Wix personally, and if you don't have a website yet and you're looking to make one, I'll have a link in the description. It'll also be displayed on the screen here. Having an online website will make it a lot easier for customers to find your website, and if you use the SEO tips I did in another video, I'll put it in the cards, but basically, SEO is search engine optimization, and it allows your site to be like the top searches, and that's what we want to get noticed. So if you do already have a site, make sure you check out that video to see how you can improve your SEO. I'm going to give you a tour of my website and show you how I designed it. So at the top, you can see the 4 columns. I have home, I have shop all, and it shows you the different categories I have of my crochet work. And then I have our story and then contact. For our story, I give a description of my online business, why I wanted to start it, and why I'm passionate about it. And hopefully from this introduction, people are more willing to buy my products. Going back to my main page, you can see that I have these huge banners, and it promotes my collections that I have. So it has the amigurumi collection, it has my crochet patterns, and then it has my bucket hats on display. Having these initial banners at the beginning of your site, it's a snapshot into your store, and you can kind of compare it to a YouTube thumbnail. It shows if they want to continue into buying your items or browsing more of your items, and whether they want to click out of your website. So make sure you have good photos in the beginning of the website. Scrolling down, I just display more of my collections, and I have a hack for you guys to make your photos look magical. First, you want to access your photos. You can do this multiple different ways, and then I'm just going to choose the froggy one, and then on the side press crop and edit. It'll bring you up to this Wix photo editor, and I'm just cropping it a bit to center myself in the picture. On the side, you want to pick the overlay option, and then here you can browse through them, see what you like best. There's like flares, and there's vintage photo overlays. There's some smoke. The one I like the most and use the most, if you look on my website, are the rainbow reflections. I think that's what it's called. But I love how this looks. It makes your photos look more professional and more whimsical and magical. So I kind of went crazy with that overlay and added it on like every picture that I had. And because this is a pattern, I want to make it clear that you're not buying the actual product, you're buying the pattern. So I'm just making this bold and white and just displaying it across the entire photo. And going back to my site, you can see how I use the rainbow filters on all my photos. Now going down, I have these 3 boxes, and it explains my business a little more. It's women owned, it's handcrafted products, they're created in Canada, and you can click more to read more about it. At the bottom on the left column, I have shipping and return, store policies. And this is really important to have because you are going to be shipping your items, and you want to be clear on if there are returns, what the policies are, if it's just 7 days, 30 days, so your customers know the policies before buying the product, which I think is really overlooked, especially with small businesses. And if you're a solo, independent run business and you don't really know how to start, make sure you have these policies in place from the beginning. It also establishes more trust between you and the customer. So the second most important thing to have if you have an online business is to be active on social media platforms. I would suggest making an account for every single social media platform you can think of, like Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, anything you can think of. Going back to my website, you can see at the top I have all 5 social media platforms linked right there, so it's easy for the customer just to click it and they will be brought to that social media account. And even if you're not active on those platforms, you'll still have like the username if you want to get active on it. Personally, I've made a social media account for like all the platforms I can think of. I'm not super active in all of them, but what I do is I am active on one of them or like a couple of them, like YouTube. I'm the most active, and then second is Instagram. And then I'll have that footage already, and then I'll recycle them to make TikToks and post the pictures on Pinterest. So you can really recycle your content so it doesn't take up as much of your time. It's really important that you show behind the scenes and show yourself as a person on your platform, kind of like how you package orders or the orders you got. I also put my YouTube videos right on my homepage so people can find it really easily. I chose the videos that show me packaging and making my orders. Because people like seeing the person behind the product. You don't necessarily have to teach them how to make your products, but kind of just how you run your business. This will build up credibility. It'll connect with your customers. More people will likely follow you and buy your product because of this. So like I said, it's really important to connect with your customers. And if you're a newbie and you're just starting out with your small business, you don't really know where to start, reach out to other small businesses. And more often than not, they will be willing to help you, but once in a while you just won't get a reply back. These small businesses are pretty busy, so they probably get a lot of emails and messages every day. I try to help people who ask me as much as I can, but sometimes it just gets buried in the DMs and I can't see them. So I apologize if any of you guys have asked me for advice and I didn't reply. Specifically, I get a lot of questions on crochet businesses, and crochet is pretty popular right now, so it is pretty competitive. It may be hard to gain your footing in the beginning. So starting the business is not going to be initially easy. I'm referring to crochet, but this can probably apply to other homemade products as well. Make sure you have unique products. A lot of creative people are out there, and if you stand out to the crowd and you can send it to some influencers, take good pictures of it, really get it out there on social media, it will grow a lot of traction. Another thing that is a bit competitive is the pricing. There's a lot of people doing crochet businesses and they sell the same thing because there's only select few things that are really popular right now, and I think there's a lot of talented people out there, and if the products look identical, the main difference is probably going to be the pricing. If it's cheaper than your competitor, you'll probably get more sales, but then you also have to consider the amount of time you put into it. I don't think it's worth to lower your price if it's not worth your time, I guess. Make sure that you're valuing your products at a good price. Going back to credibility, having a bunch of platforms and good photos, it builds credibility. I wouldn't buy something from a person that just has a website and not really good pictures, no social media, no reviews. It's hard to trust some, especially if you don't know who's running the small business, and it kind of just gives you a bad feeling about it. People are less likely to buy from you. So yeah, make sure you have good pictures and show proof that you are a legitimate business. And of course, the most obvious one is it allows people to find you. In this sea of small businesses, so I searched it up, and over 627,000 new businesses open each year. Not all of them are small businesses, but a lot of them are, and that just shows how competitive it is, and you just have to find a way to stand out in your own way and grow traction that way. Make sure to share all your social media with your friends and family. Hopefully they will support you and follow you and like and comment on your photos and your videos, and that will help with the algorithm, get your posts more noticed by other people. So I hope this advice was helpful to you guys. To sum it up, just have an online website and have social media. It'll help you so much. Post often, post good pictures, and you are good to go. I'm going to do the shout out of the day now, going on Instagram. So the first one is from Olive Brennan. Let's see. Wow! I need to get a closer look at this. She made Darth Vader blanket. Wow! If you have a pattern on this, people would love this. This is really good. And I love this sweater too. They're really unique designs. You could definitely make patterns from this. Oh my gosh, this would be really popular. Next one is from Hayden Collins. They made a horse. So cute. So those are the 2 shoutouts of the day. Thank you for your submissions. And if you haven't already, make sure you follow Loop by Alli on Instagram and you can submit your creations as well. I would love to see them. Thank you so much for watching this video. Again, I hope it was helpful. Feel free to reach out to me if you need some more small business advice, and I hope if I see it, I will definitely reply. And if you are thinking of making a website, don't forget to click the link down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!